Hello, my dear learners and dear English teachers. What do you choose when you have a gerund or infinitive? When it is followed by stop, regret, forget, try, and remember. Yes, as teachers, we find issues teaching this topic, and as learners, you find problems. Yes, I know you find problems with these five verbs when they are followed by some verbs. Okay, so in this video, I'll make sure by the end of this video you know how to choose the right thing. Okay, number one, by the end of this lesson, you will be able to understand the meaning of the sentence with these 5 verbs. Okay, and 2, you will be able to choose between a gerund and an infinitive. When you meet these kinds of problems in any exam or test, I guarantee you won't find any problem again. Before you continue, hit that subscription button and like, plus share this video with your other friends and teachers. Yes, I'm talking about the new teachers who haven't yet got the experience to teach this topic. Okay, let's get started. Good. These are the problematic verbs, the verbs you need to know. There are 5. The first one is stop. Second one is forget. The third is remember. The fourth is try. And fifth is regret. So these are the 5 verbs I'm going to talk about in this video, and let me hope you will be able to understand and be able to choose. Let's get started. The curtains are open. Our first verb. Okay, let's first review gerunds. What are gerunds and what are infinitives? Simply defined as a verb which functions as a noun. Okay, a gerund is a verb that functions as a noun. Good. They look like continuous tenses because they have that ing at the end. So you have a verb and you put an ing. So gerunds always talk about situations, real situations, and facts. Okay, these are facts and real situations. You will see as we continue in this video. They can also be a subject. In fact, they cannot. They are a subject. They can also be an object. They can be a complement of a verb. Okay, that's the beauty of these gerunds. They can be subject, object, or complement of a verb. For example, running, reading, playing. That is to say, all hobbies and habits, all these things are gerunds. The hobbies, those running, reading, I like swimming, all those are gerunds because they end with an ing. So they are nouns. Yes. Let's continue. Infinitives. Let's review. What are infinitives? Infinitives, these are verbs that functions. They function as a noun, adjective, or adverb. Okay? These are infinitives. They are used to express purpose. If you're talking about purpose, opinion, an action, or answer the question why, what, and who. These are infinitives, those words that answer why, what, who. So you use an infinitive. Okay, what is the form of an infinitive? How do you know it's an infinitive? With the gerunds we saw, they end with an ing, but with infinitive, it's different. They talk about future actions. Most of the time, they talk about the future actions, the second action, the future action. Okay, those are infinitives. Talking about purpose, opinion, an action, or answer the question what and who. Let's continue. What is the form of an infinitive? The form of an infinitive is to plus verb. You get a verb, you have a to, you combine them together, you form an infinitive. They can also be a subject and an object of a verb. So you can have a verb and then you add this infinitive. For example, infinitive. To smoke is an infinitive. You see our to and the verb. To close is an infinitive. Okay, so infinitives are really good and really powerful. Let's continue with our first verb of the day. This verb gives issues to most students. They don't know what's the meaning whenever they see this verb. What should it follow? Is it a gerund or an infinitive? So let's see stop. Let's get started with stop. Our first verb is stop. When you have stop and then a gerund, what does it mean when you see this in a sentence or in conversation or you hear people using it? What do they mean when I say stop smoking, stop drinking? So it means to finish or to end something. Okay, something, it's over, it's finished, it has ceased to exist. It means completely finish. You completely finish doing something. You no longer do that thing. Okay, that's when we use stop and the gerund. So in your mind, you have that thing that I'm finishing, I'm stopping, I'm not smoking anymore. It's a permanent thing. You will not do it again. You will never do it again. Yeah, it can happen, you can do it again, but this is, you completely stop that action. Okay, there's that continuous tense in it. For example, I stopped smoking. What does it mean? I stopped smoking. This one, it means you give up smoking. You give up on smoking. You no longer smoke. Okay, I stopped smoking. A few years ago, few weeks ago, 2 days ago, you stopped smoking. Next example, I will stop refueling from that petrol station. What does it mean? I will stop refueling. Refueling means to add more petrol, to add more gas in your car. So probably there's a fuel station where you usually go, but you are planning to stop. You have decided to stop from filling your car. Okay, you no longer want those guys. Maybe they have bad customer care. The next one is she had stopped breathing when the ambulance arrived. She had stopped breathing when the ambulance arrived. This means she passed away. She died. Bad. Life ended. Life finished. She stopped breathing. Okay, she was breathing, then she stopped. Okay, let's go to the next verb with infinitive. So when you see stop and then infinitive, what does it mean? It means there's a temporary pause. There is a temporary, stop. You stop temporarily to do something else. Okay, it can be for purpose, it can be for a reason, or an opinion. So here we use stop plus infinitive. Stop plus infinitive. You pause a bit and do something else. Maybe you're eating and then you stop to do something else. Maybe you're driving and you stop to do something else for a reason, purpose, or an opinion. So stop and infinitive, temporary. Okay, look at the temporary, infinitive, stop, infinitive, temporary. It also explains why. Why did you come? Why did you subscribe to Englishacked? To learn, that's the purpose. I am following Englishacked to learn. That is the reason why you are following me, why you're following Englishacked. So you use an infinitive because you are giving a reason, or it is your purpose. Okay? Thank you for following. Let me hope we are together. So the hint is that again there's that continuous, the continuity in the message. For example, I stopped to smoke when she knocked at the door. You see, I stopped to smoke. Here it means I was smoking and somebody knocked at my door, so I stopped temporarily. I was smoking, then somebody knocked. So you see that temporary pause? Good. The next example, I will stop to refuel in a few miles from here. It's a temporary stop, so I'm planning to do something in the future. Okay? It's a temporary thing I would do in the future. I will stop. I'm driving now, but the reason I'm stopping is to refuel. Okay? So, great. So, as a student or teacher in this situation, you should understand that stop followed by an infinitive, you are just pausing a bit. You are stopping temporarily for a reason. There's a reason. Okay? For example, this next example, she had stopped to take a breath after a long walk. She was really tired. Okay? The reason she stopped was to take a breath, to have some rest. That was the purpose. So you choose infinitive because it is for a reason and it is temporary. After resting, she's going to walk again. Okay, easy, very easy. Okay, well, that's the end of part 1. Let me see you in part 2, where we talk about the other verbs like forget, remember, and regret. Don't forget to subscribe and wait or go to the next video. Thank you.